Everyone, I'm Timmy Scott, and if you're new here, welcome. For my returning visitors, welcome back. Not sure what I'm going to label this video yet, or title this video. Obviously, you'll see it when it's uploaded. I'm going to talk about a little combination of everything. Self-help, self-harm, and obviously, Jehovah's Witnesses. So, I've talked about growing up, being suicidal, and all of that in my previous videos. But I want to talk about self-harm. Pretty sure I've addressed it before, but I didn't. I don't think I really got too deep, and I won't try to in this one, because it's mostly about self-help for my ex-Jehovah's Witness friends, or anyone that comes across this that might be facing problems. So, anyway, I was roughly around 15 or 16 when I was doing self-harm. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do self-harm. But when you're added the pressure of becoming a Jehovah's Witness, see, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I've addressed it before, but I want it in relation with this type of topic. The older I was getting, the more pressure my dad was adding to me to become a Jehovah's Witness. Not for me, for himself. He only cared about himself. He didn't care what I wanted to be. He didn't care any of the problems I was having. Like most parents would when there's something wrong with their kid or they're feeling depressed or something. Pretty fucking common sense, you'd want to ask them what's wrong and talk them through it and talk to them and help them out. Make sure they better themselves. Not make them feel worse about themselves. Not like my dad was doing to me and my parents. That's the unfortunate part my family didn't see of them. Is they would add pressure on me to become something for themselves. Not because of what I wanted to be. Didn't care what I was feeling. And it didn't make it any better that my family acts just like my parents, even though most of them are not Jehovah's Witnesses, but they act just like my parents because that's where they get that behavior from. And with my parents and any other Jehovah's Witness family, that's how the brainwashing mentality works. And they'll never see that because they see things in black and white. They will never see it, what they're doing wrong. Or they think they don't do anything wrong. Because again, that's the brainwashing mentality. So, anyway, like I said, when I was doing self-harm, I looked at it as a coping mechanism and a pain reliever. And I recently watched a YouTuber who made a lot of sense on this. Doing self-harm to your body does more damage than good. Because depending how deep you cut yourself, people will want to know why that you've never really come in contact with. Or if you're in a relationship with someone and they see you're doing self-harm, they'll want to know why. And you're going to be left carrying that baggage for it. I didn't do it all the time, but when things got rough for me, and I didn't know any other way, other outlet, I wasn't doing it for fucking attention. I did it because it was a coping mechanism for me, or at least I thought it was, and a pain reliever. And when you're getting laughed and mocked at and ridiculed already by people who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses, that just added more pressure to it. Now this is where I didn't see the glass half full, where I didn't see it half full. There's a couple terms that I knew it was true, but I didn't want to believe it, because I thought I was stuck in the situation I was forever. I knew I wasn't alone, and it does get better. It really does. But to me, like I said, because I didn't see the glass half full, and I thought I was always going to be stuck in the situation I was, it didn't make it any better. And like I said, the older I was getting, the more pressure it kept being added to me for my father to become something for himself and not care what I wanted to be. And that's something, unfortunately, like I said, my family that aren't Jehovah's Witnesses don't see that side. that pressure they put onto you. At least for my reason, that was the reason I was doing self-harm. Because of the religious cult I was in. That was causing me to feel that way. Along with many other reasons. But that was one of the main ones. And now, looking at it, it does make sense. This YouTuber, like I said, I just watched. I think I just said it, but anyway. That causing yourself self-harm to your body does add more damage than good. Because then you're left carrying around this baggage. And even after I left my Jehovah's Witness parents, I was still, on occasions, not nearly as bad, but I was still doing it. I was still causing self-harm. I was seeing a psychologist at the time, but I didn't really feel much of a connection with her. I was seeing her quite a bit, but I just didn't feel no connection. Anyway. And this is why I have this tattoo. I mean, not for that reason why I got this tattoo on me, but it was one of the reasons why I got this tattoo. And this one here. I mean, again, granted, they aren't the main reasons why I got them, but they're one of the reasons why I got them on my wrist. And I actually do enjoy having them on my wrist. People do self-harm like many things they can't help, or think they can't, because it's a pain reliever. And they can't help when they do these things. Like for me, I thought my life would never get better where I was. Which is why I was doing those things that I was doing. And then, like I said in my previous video, I have a friend who isn't a Jehovah's Witness in any way. Not sure if he'll ever watch this video. Maybe he will. Maybe not, unless I share it with him. He knew the struggles I was going through. Getting mocked at, laughed at, ridiculed by people that weren't Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, obviously, granted, I was being mocked at and laughed at by Jehovah's Witnesses too. I know my ex-Jehovah's Witness friends can confirm this. But by people that aren't, that just didn't care about me at all, he knew the struggle I was going through. Which is why he gave me that idea to write down things I'm grateful for. I do, and still would enjoy doing it, which is why I like picking it back up again. I took a break from it because I just kind of kept writing the same thing over again. I couldn't come up with new ideas, so I took a break from that. But that's where that idea came in, where my friend told me that I should write down what I'm grateful for. I even helped encourage him when he hasn't done it for a while. And I helped encourage him to write down what he's grateful for. So, even if you're not in a religious cult, but you feel like you should want to do self-harm, again, try that method. Write down what you're grateful for. And it'll give you a peace of mind. Because it does for me whenever I pick it up. Pick up that notebook and just write what I'm grateful for. Even if it's a simple thing like having a bed or a bed in your room or something that you enjoy that you like having around you. Even if it's people that do care about you for who you are, not for what you are, just write that out. Because like I said, and even this YouTuber admitted it, and he's right, doing damage to your body or self-harm like that, even if you think it's a pain reliever at that moment, does more damage than good to your body. And it sucks and it hurts. I know it does when you're getting laughed at, mocked at, and ridiculed and all those things. It really doesn't help. Because if you want to get into a relationship with someone and you're left with these scars, that's carrying your baggage with you that you have to look at. And I think I already addressed this, but I'll address it anyway. This is not the main reason, but this is where I got this tattoo. I mean, I got it because, well, long story short, I worked on the 13th floor in Chicago, so this is one of the few reasons why I got it. and along with this one. Now, I'm not saying every person that had a tattoo has it for that reason, but there's quite a bit of us out there that get tattoos for that reason. To cover the scars from not having an outlet. And then we regret having those scars because we know it damaged our body. And it damaged us, made us even feel more worse than we did. Doing self-harm thinks it feels good, even with the ridicule that we get from people. It doesn't help. That's just what I wanted to talk about. My reasons for self-harm. And I know there's other ex-Jehovah's Witnesses out there. Maybe you know someone that's doing self-harm. You can share that with them. Or whatever. That doing self-harm doesn't really help at your body at all. Try the writing method. Try writing what you're grateful for. If you know someone that's doing self-harm. Because it does give you a peace of mind. At least for me. Why I like writing that. And like I said, I know that my parents are brainwashed and will never be able to see the damage they did to a lot of people because of the cult they're in. But I know it's not my fault. But it made me feel that way at that time back then. And like I said also, being ridiculed and made fun of and laughed at and mocked at, all those things didn't help. There was at least one person, even though we weren't like super close or anything, but he never made fun of me. And I'm sure maybe some of you might know who that is back home. Whoever watches this might know who that is. Whenever I did hang out with him on occasions, he never made fun of me because he knew it wasn't cool to do that. But other people did. And that added more pressure to making me feel the way I did. Pretty sure I addressed this already, but I'll address it again anyway, just for clarification for people who made it this far. I didn't see the glass half full. And that's where, like I said, it does get better, and I know I'm not alone. And I do see that now. I do see it as the glass half full that way. Because I know I'm not alone. And I know it did get better for me. And I'm happy it did. So I wanted to share that little story. I wasn't happy with doing self-harm. I really wasn't. But that was the only outlet I had back then. Please also don't say, oh, I'll pray for you, I'll pray for you. That makes me really uncomfortable when you do that. I really don't like that. And like I said before, also, I found my own path in life, and that's what makes me happy. And for anyone watching this, like I said, even if you think your life sucks now, it does get better. And it can get better. It will make your life will get better, even if you think it doesn't. Sorry, I'm not sure why I'm burping so much. But you get the point. Life will get better for you. And like I said also, you can try that method like I mentioned earlier. You can try that method like I talked about. Even if you aren't brought up in a Jehovah's Witness in any way, but you're feeling self-harm, try that method first before thinking of doing it. Even if you think it's a pain reliever, you're actually doing more damage to your body than good. Because it really doesn't help when you're doing that. I know from personal experience. Now, I don't have scars that are too deep, but I do understand that it can carry baggage for you like that. And that's what I learned. I know I'm not a worthless person. I know I'm not a bad person. I know I'm a good person. I know who I am. And I'm happy with who I am. I shouldn't have to live through other people's opinion of what they think of me, how they treat me, all that stuff. And there's people who have gone through that too, and it's made them a better person because they learned to eventually ignore negative people in their life. And that could go the same for you. Whoever is struggling in life because of certain things, you can do it too. But that's just what I want to talk about. Even my own father, who doesn't give a shit about me at all, I don't need his approval to tell me how to live my life, how he can control my life for me. I'm happy where I'm at. Which is why I got away from where I did when I talked about it. I know who I am as a person. My parents, I know, have a brainwashed mentality. But I know who I am. And unfortunately, they'll never be able to see it, especially the age that they're at now. My dad being 76 and my mom 66. 12 years apart, but whatever. And I think my stepmom is in her 60s, early 60s, but whatever. So, even them, I don't need their approval for my life. How to live, how to act, how to be. Because I know who I am at the end of the day. And I like writing down what I'm grateful for. It gives me a peace of mind. And like I said, you can do it too. I know my videos tend to be long, but that's what YouTube is for. You can rant about whatever. I wanted to talk about this because it is true. I'm not alone, and it does get better. And there's people out there that I look up to that have gone through the same shit I went through. Maybe not the same exact way, but similar. And I want to put it out to anyone who might find this self-help beneficial. Like I said, try that method out before you decide to think self-harm is the only option. Shouldn't be, but I understand why you might be doing it. Write down what you're grateful for. It'll give yourself a peace of mind before you decide to do that. At least try it out. It might work, even if you're not in a Jehovah's Witness household. This could go for anybody, really. But for my experience, that's my thing. This is just what I wanted to talk about. Jehovah's Witnesses causing me self-harm. So, in a lighthearted manner, I try to make it about self-help as much as I could, which in relation to writing what you're grateful for. So, you can check that other video out. I just wanted to get a little more in deep with it. Try not to get too deep, but yeah. So, whatever I left out, like I said, will be in the description. You can read and check out. And yeah, my approval for others people's opinion, if it's negative, doesn't matter. Negative or positive, what people say about me shouldn't matter. And now I'm learning that, now anyway. And that's just me. So you can learn that too. Negative or positive, no matter how hard it may be, for negative side of it. Other people's opinions shouldn't matter. And yeah. Like I said, whatever I left out will be in the description below. If you made it this far, you can read it and check it out for yourself. And that's pretty much it. Here's my outro. Like this video to your favorites. Hit that like button to blue for you. Hit the red subscribe button down below. Takes 3 seconds of your time. Share this video around with your friends and family on social media, because I know people do. I got an email from YouTube, and I've talked about it before, and I'll keep doing it for a while. I've got an email from YouTube that people do share my channel. So thank you. Keep doing it. Maybe this video will help you out. Or you just like watching it. Leave a comment. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.